We live in a world centered on money. Money is the center of most everything anybody ever does. But there are a lot of things that we do when we look at the details that aren't about money. How about feeding our children? We got a baby in the high chair and we're spoon feeding the baby. What about loving our partner? What about taking a walk in the park? What about growing a garden? There are a lot of things that we do that are maybe the most precious things that we do that aren't money centered. When it comes to this A Better World project, it's a better world.diy. That's the website. It's America first, though. We're focusing first on America because I think America is the first place of the 60 countries that I've been to that will adopt the idea, that will be open to the idea of community, people working together. And money is not at the center of that, but money makes us do so many things. It makes us compromise so much. When I was a computer consultant in San Diego for so many years and San Francisco for so many years, all the people around me, all the people that were working, I was a consultant. I had my own company. But the people that I would visit, it just stood out so much that they were there. It's like a salt mines, you know? It's like they're digging holes, you know? They weren't happy about what they were doing. They didn't feel like they were pursuing what they loved. And I think that, I don't know, 80, 90% of Americans, they have a job that is making some CEO rich or some board of investors rich, but really they don't love what they're doing. So many things people are doing just to make a living, just to pay their rent, just to pay for food, just to pay for their car, just to pay their bills. And so we end up compromising. Look at the soldiers. How many soldiers, that's the only job they could find? It was the easiest job to find. They couldn't find another job, and they're getting paid for doing that. And they get their room and board and everything. It's a secure life. It's kind of like prison. You know, you got a bed to sleep on, you got a roof over your head, you got food to eat every day. And so, even though soldiers are sent to kill and murder innocent people, at least they're getting paid to do it. Well, I don't need any money. I'm not looking for money for this project, at least not right now. In the future, there's products that are available to help raise money to build communities. It's not going to be free to build communities in cities all over the country. So at some point, we'll look for subscriptions, but just small amounts here and there. And when I get to America, I'll be living in a van. I'll be living in some because I'll be traveling all the time. And hotels are ridiculously expensive. And I'm not going to haul my paperwork up to the hotel room every time I stay in a hotel. I'll be traveling a lot. So it makes sense for me just to sleep in a van. And I've done that before. I've slept in very modest places. When I lived in China, part of the time I had no running water and there was no toilet. There was a hole in the ground. And that's what I had just outside of Beijing for a couple of years. When I was in Malaysia, I lived in terrible circumstances. I lived in the rat house. You could hear the rats at night. I lived in a trailer up in Malibu because it was cheap, but that was also rat infested. That was a terrible lifestyle. But I mean, I don't care. I don't need a mansion. I don't need a BMW or a Mercedes, you know. I just need a van to sleep in. I don't want to be rich. What matters to me? Helping to create a better world. That means so much more. There are so many people that are suffering, so many people that are living outside with no shelter. So many people don't know where the next meal is coming from. And we can change that because we have everything we need to do that if we don't focus on money. But right now, with a tyrant in office that only thinks about money, and the world being run, especially America being run by people who know how to manipulate, shrewd people who know how to manipulate money, Money becomes an important thing, but it shouldn't be. With true community, it's not. With true community, we take care of each other. We don't exploit each other. We don't control each other. We don't condemn each other to being slaves, doing some mindless, worthless job to make somebody more rich so they could buy another yacht. This is ridiculous. This isn't what the world is about. So, if you're a compassionate person, if you're really interested in having a community, if you're interested in living in a world where we take care of each other, those of us that are compassionate, those of us are what I'm calling the meek. These are people that aren't aggressive and they're not shrewd about money. They just want a better world. I want a better world. And if you want a better world, maybe you'd be interested in subscribing. Watch us do what we do, or become part of it, participate. It's not about the money. It should be about humanity. Thanks for listening.